All right, so we're gonna first draw our image. And like I said, you guys can choose from a strawberry, a watermelon, or a cherry. I think I'm gonna do a strawberry. When you draw your image or your object, you want to make sure you're taking up as much space as you can and you're drawing as big as you can. We don't want to make anything too small and too detailed because it's going to be really hard to carve around. You guys can draw your strawberry or your watermelon or your cherries however you want. You don't have to copy these ones. I'm just going to do mine a little bit different. And then I'm going to put some seeds on there. Not too many, not too small. I think that looks good. And then once I get my drawing sketched out how I want it, now I'm going to color it the colors that I plan on printing. And we're just going to print 2 colors. So I'm going to do my strawberry pink. You guys can do whatever colors you want. If you want to do a purple strawberry with blue leaves, this is just practice, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be colored super nice either. This is just so you know your plan and you know where your colors are going to go when you print. And then I'm going to do my leaves a lime green color. And then my background is going to be either white or black. You guys are going to print on 2 pieces of white and 2 pieces of black paper so you can kind of see the difference. So my seeds are going to be whatever color my paper is. So if my paper is white, my seeds will also be white. If my paper is black, my seeds will also be black, because I can only have 2 colors of ink. If I wanted to, I could keep my seeds the same color as my green leaves, so I could have green seeds if I wanted to, but I'm going to make them the same color as my paper. Okay, so I have my image drawn and my image colored. The next thing I'm going to do is transfer this image to my block. Okay, so we're going to flip the drawing over, and we are going to cover the back with pencil, with graphite. I'm using the side of my pencil, not the tip. I don't want really sharp, pointy lines. I want really soft, thick lines. I want to color that whole thing in. I'm using kind of heavy pressure to make sure that it's dark. And this is going to help transfer our image onto the block. Notice how I'm using, or how I'm holding my pencil too. I'm holding it towards the eraser, and I'm holding it on its side. So I'm using the side of the pencil lead, not the tip. I'm going to go over it one more time, make sure it's really dark. Okay, this next part is important. I'm going to wipe this block off because they're kind of powdery Let me get all that dusty powder off there. Now when you put this on, you're going to put this scribbled side down onto the block. And you want to make sure it's where you want it on the block. Once you put it down, do not move it, because this pencil will get your block really dirty. Okay, so you don't want to move it around. With your project, you guys are going to tape this down. Okay, but since this is so small and this is just a practice today, I'm not going to hand out tape. I'm not going to tape this, but I'm going to put it right where I want it. And then using a pen, I'm going to trace my image. I'm holding it down very lightly with my left hand so it doesn't move, but I don't want to press it down hard. I'm just holding it lightly. I am going to trace the outside of my drawing. And when you trace it, it will transfer that pencil onto your block because you're pushing down. So you want to use kind of a heavy pressure, but you don't want to rip your paper. You don't want to poke a hole all through your paper. So don't press too hard. Make sure your paper doesn't move. When you think you're all done tracing, don't take off your whole paper because you might have missed some parts and it's really hard to line up your drawing perfectly again. So I'm going to trace everything, and then I'm going to very carefully lift it up just a little bit to check and make sure I got everything. So I'm going to hold this corner down, make sure it doesn't move, and I'm just going to flip it back and forth and make sure I got everything. Looks good, but I'm going to redraw this corner here. There. Okay, so it looks like I didn't miss anything. I got all my lines traced, so now I can remove this. And now I can use my Sharpie, and I can trace my pencil lines. Otherwise, those pencil lines will rub off. All right, I'm going to push pause, let you guys catch up to that point, and then we will move on.